we're back! Me and Apex are doing Roger Blair's redesign. So Roger Blair is also an 18-year-old within the series. He's a Stryosaurus with the build of a Triceratops, as the horn arrangement is more leaning towards the Triceratops normally looks like. My note says pick one, you can't be both species, because they are in fact different species, but we're going to get into that a bit later. So his wiki information, yeah, I had such a fun time designing this asshole. Anyways, his wiki information is like really cut and dry. He's the smartest guy in school. He invents all the gadgets the team uses. He's arrogant but with a sense of duty, hates being laughed at, and can and will enact revenge on his friends. In my opinion, his revenge is quite extreme. His concept personality is Chris Rock plus MacGyver. He's a bit underappreciated with no respect, makes cool multi-use tools, unlimited technical skills, will drives others crazy with endless wisecracks and practical jokes. So he basically kept his concept personality, but lost some of the, I don't know how to explain this, more of the laid back kind of personality the concept personality is showing, if that makes sense. So in my design, I decided to keep him mostly the same, changed his hair to be more dreads because I think it looks cooler, and I was also practicing different hair textures, so I decided to add that. I added some sleeves to his shirt as I also think this looks better, and I also did not want to draw another sleeveless design. I got tired of that after Buzz's design, so we're adding sleeves to this man. Since he's now a herbivore...
Something I never thought I would see.
I wanted to give him more different hair textures, because in every animated series, if there's a black character, they either have a buzz cut or like a very weird type texture afro, and I'm just trying to branch out more. We need more different hair textures.
Nothing wrong with branching out.
Yeah. Since he's now a herbivore, his diet is also more leaning towards veganism or... What was that noise? Anyways, veganism or being more being more towards the side of not eating meat, but he would still eat meat if he needs to. So I guess kind of like a pescatarian type diet. I'm not entirely certain. My notes are kind of all over the place on his diet. I kept his design pretty basic. He didn't seem like the person who would want to stand out with his clothes, but rather brag about his GPA, his book smarts, and all of his fun little gadgets. So basically he's book smarts, not really street smarts. He's pretty clueless when it comes to everyday stuff. Like I have a headcanon where he knows how to do certain things, but if you put him in a kitchen and ask him to make like the simplest meal, like a grilled cheese, somehow the water will be on fire and no one will know how this happened. Not even him.
Even though he's got an IQ that's high enough to boil water, as he mentioned Attack of the Brachiosaurus from season 2.
Mm-hmm. But if you try to make him cook stuff, something will set on fire where it's not supposed to set on fire, and I think that's hilarious. So there's a bit of a funny gag between Max and Roger in the second episode, Growth Potential, where they went on a little pizza date after they went to play flag football, sorry. And I think that's really funny, and I'm going to keep that. So I kind of headcanoned him as possibly gray sexual or demisexual. I don't know exactly what, but there's no reason for this man to be fully straight. I don't believe that in my soul, so we're going with demi or gray sexual.
If you say so.
Some of the dino notes I found on his wiki is that he's a ceratopsin, more specifically a Skyrasaurus, Lord, to be exact. However, his dino form seems to be more resembling towards a normal Triceratops because of the large horns over the eyes. Normal Ceratosaurus don't have that. They have the frilled, spiky frills on their head frill, and that's all they have. So it wouldn't make sense for him to also have the 3 points on his face of the horn and eye horns. So, but that's, I guess they did a creative liberty with that one, I guess.
AKA stylish inaccuracy strikes again.
It does. With my design, with my design. I did decide to keep the mixture of the two because I do like the amount of spikes that he has. And I think it's really cool and gives him a more unique design in comparison to other ceratopsians. I was on call one day with Apex while he was doing some other stuff with his series that he's working on. And one of the only things I said on call was, have y'all ever looked at ceratopsian toes? They're weird. That was the only thing I said on call that day. In my dino form, I did keep the mixture. I also gave him a piebald, my lordy lord, patterning with colorings. With colorings based off the Grand Cayman, Thorny Devil, and Red Tegu. Piebald patterning is basically where there's splotches of coloring all over instead of a continuous pattern all over the body. I also got rid of the spikes on his back and the end of his tail as they served no purpose to me. I also did that with Max's design. He had spikes on his tail, removed those and gave those to Fiona for a more intricate design for her. Other than that, I basically kept him the same, minus giving him more historically accurate. What is in the world going back there? More historically accurate reasoning for his spikes and his coloring. Also, his coloring was just random splotches of red on him, and I wanted it to be given more of an actual purpose. So that's why I gave him the piebald patterning, which I think is a really cool genetic trait for some creatures to have. It looks really pretty. I'm gonna be fully honest, I don't have a lot on Roger. He's one of my least favorite characters within the series, mostly because of Who Will Stop the Rain episode. He got pranked by his teammates and he decided to go full revenge, no hold bargain, and he made Caruso a hat that cut off all his hair. And one, that can get you in a lot of trouble, good sir. Because one, you're on school property when you did that. The school can get in trouble for allowing this to happen. And two, if Caruso's parents wanted to, they could have sued you. Because, like, that's basically assault right there. So he wasn't my favorite character during my rewatch. I think as a kid I liked him more because I thought he was really cool. Mainly because his dino form was really cool in my opinion. But as I got older I realized he's kind of a dick. Like, not the fun way. He's an interesting man.
Well, technically, he didn't get pranked in that episode. It's more like his presentation failed and his friends laughed at him, and that's why he was pranking them.
Okay. Yeah, I think he took that revenge just a bit too far, in my opinion, because, like, yeah, your presentation failed, kind of silly. You got it back up and working, so it's kind of a funny moment right then and there, but you shouldn't have done that far of a revenge scheme. Like, sir, you're in high school, you shouldn't be tying people's shoes and letting them fall. That's elementary school pettiness.
Although they did technically get back at him when they were on that mission in the field. Although, back
a little bit, yeah. Other than that, this is my Roger Blair design. I'm gonna be fully honest, I only gave him like an updated look to how I would like to see him in a newer representation of media. Other than that, I did not change him all that much. So my notes for him are very limited. Unfortunately, I have more on the other characters. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Next one will be Caruso and his dino redesign. Then after that, I actually have to...
The legend, the dumbass.
Woo! And then after this, I actually have to create... After this, I actually have to create the dog's design, Rump. But yeah, I will see you guys later. Bye!
Bye-bye!